Yeah, see the dawn. Keep in mind podcast.
So I know, got the recipe.
Look, keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Yeah, you better keep it in mind. Let me introduce you to the crew. You got my boy Black, always dressed as something new. You got my boy Jerry, but you better call him Jay. And you got Air Max Rich and Air Max Kicks. What's the topic of the day? What they gon' ask? You gon' find out when the camera go flash. Take a few sips from the bottle or your glass, and we finna take a trip. Tell a story from your past. Yo, ladies, which sign do you like less? And yo, fellas, which sign get the best neck? I heard Scorpios dead have the best sex. Put in my mind, them Aries be the best, yup. Keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Yeah, you better keep it in mind, Yeah, you better keep it in mind, Yeah, see the dawn. Keep in mind podcast.
So I know, got the recipe.
Look, keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Yeah, you better keep it in mind, Let me introduce you to the crew. You got my boy Black, always dressed as something new. You got my boy Jerry, but you better call him Jay. And you got Air Max Rich and Air Max Kicks. What's the topic of the day? What they gon' ask? You gon' find out when the camera go flash. Take a few sips from the bottle or your glass, and we finna take a trip. Tell a story from your past. Yo, ladies, which sign do you like less? And yo, fellas, which sign get the best neck? I heard Scorpios dead have the best sex. Put in my mind, them Aries be the best, yup. Keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Keep it in mind and keep in mind podcast. Yeah, you better keep it in mind, Yeah, you better keep it in mind,
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Yo, Black, what's going on, man? How you living out here, son? How you living out here, player? You gotta unmute yourself.
I'm good, pardon me.
You good, you know? Oh, shit, I ain't even set up my ambiance. And shit.
Get your shit right.
Waiting for this man Jerry to join us, you know what I mean?
Good join soon.
Once Jerry
How was your
joins
day?
us- What you say?
How was your day today?
My day was, I'm out here living this life that I live. Any way I can live it, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to my Knicks, man. We went down, but
I know, man. That shit was crazy.
great season.
Yeah, if they can do something like this and even better next season, it'll be a good look. You know what I mean? Let's not do it in vain, and then next year come out looking like a bunch of bums.
Exactly. So I'm not even that. I agree. We gotta build on it.
Gotta build on it. I agree with that. Hold on, what's it called? But since we talking about the Knicks, I wanted to ask you, what would you say was the most disappointing thing that happened to you in the last game last night?
The most disappointing, the intensity. But I'm not an NBA player, but I read body language and I could see. You know what I'm saying? And Cat's defense, bro, he's not listening to what they're telling him to do. There's no way. There is no way that those players on the floor and those coaches are telling him to drop like that and those drop coverages off those screening rolls. He's not listening, and that's our biggest fuck up on defense. Cat. Carl Anthony Towns has to get better. He has to get better on the defensive end. Yeah, what up, brother? How you doing? No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, so like, he got to get better on defense, man. That's just it. Like, thank you for the 2010. I appreciate the 2010. You had those is big numbers. You had a great season, but you're literally getting cooked badly. Like, you're getting cooked bad, and then you foul all the fucking time, and you don't even foul good. Like, you just push people. I can't, I be watching your games, and I can't even defend this nigga's foul calls, bro. Because he just pushes you. And it's starting to get on my nerves. I love his game, but I need him to step up on that defense, man. Next year, I know they're going to make some changes next year. I know people going to want to play in New York now. Because we have a legitimate title contending team. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. We showed up and showed out this year. Shout out to Orange and Blue Skies all day, man. Shout out to number 11, Jalen Brunson, the point GOAT right now. Like, he is killing it right now. Shout out to my boy Jalen Brunson, man. Shout out to the New York Knicks, OG, Josh, Mikal. Next year, when we have Mitchell Robinson for the whole season, watch my boys next year, man. Watch my boys next year.
Let them know, Black. Let them know.
I got high hopes on my boys next year.
All right. Jabari in the building. He said he food on defense. Goddamn. Yeah.
Food, son.
Yeah.
Food on defense. Like, it's not even like...
Let's get the show started, so that we don't run too late. You know what I mean? All right. 3, 2, 1. Yo, it's good. It's your boy M Max Rich. I'm here with my boy Jay. And my boy Black.
What's good, beloved?
What? All right, and this is my podcast. You already know. All right, it's June 1st.
You ain't like that?
My man said beloved. I wasn't expecting no beloveds. You know what I mean? Yeah. This nigga said beloved.
You don't see the hat? You don't see the king on the hat? It's just
okay. I see you, man. Like, my bad. My bad. This nigga said, it says Jerry's muted.
They said they can't hear Jerry. I can hear you.
I can hear you.
The people can't hear you, but Rich gonna fix it. Rich gonna fix it. That's what he do.
I don't know why your mic is showing up. It's going up and down. Oh, I know why. Hold on. Let me see.
You always know why.
I don't know why, really. Jerry, Tasha, come back. Tasha, come back.
Shout out to Catherine, man, for holding me down, making sure.
Tasha.
I'm heard, bro. No, can't hear me.
No, you can hear Jerry on YouTube.
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, so we good. So we Gucci. If you can hear me,
yeah, no, you can hear. I just heard you on YouTube.
Everybody out there in the chat right now, make sure you let us know where you watching from. Throw one in the chat if you hear President and
what state you coming from? Where you at?
Not what you summoning me. We can hear him now.
Not what you summoning me. I didn't summon you. What's up, little man?
We can hear him now.
All right, cool. We Gucci. I fixed it. All right. Things is fixed.
Thank you.
Anytime,
What's
man.
What's up, beloved? Anytime. How you doing? Let's get back to that. How's everybody? How you doing today?
All right, with the beloveds, man, sir.
How was your weekend, Jerry?
Yo, weekend was good, man. Weekend was chill. I mostly just worked and hung out at home, man. The family's starting to get the summer jitters, and I'm loving it, man. We getting ready. It's gonna be
summertime.
It's gonna be
the summer jitters.
The summer jitters. The kids don't really want to go to school anymore because, like, who cares about school in June? You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Yo,
They
son,
take
in
that
high
trip.
school, oh my God, once the weather got nice, the end of May, like,
Yeah.
Bro,
school did not see me.
Oh, we know that, Black. School didn't see you.
School did not see
hold
me, bro.
on. School didn't see you
Once
during
the
the
shit
school
got
didn't see you
nice.
during the cold neither, nigga.
No, yes, it did. I was in
Nah.
the building, though. When it was cold, I was in the building.
Yo, listen. Black and Lawrence was the only niggas I knew that was at every lunch period, every single one, and somehow graduated. It don't make no sense to me, my nigga. I swear to God.
Yo, they was legit the coolest motherfuckers in the school, though, bro. The ones that was at every lunch, bro. The coolest, they got to rock out with the entire school, bro.
Nah,
That's a
man.
fact.
Nah.
They got to rock out with the whole school.
That's never good, bro. That's never good. That's never good. That's never good.
Trust me.
You don't see Rich in the winter, and I guess you don't really see Black in school. I guess in the summer.
It's not in the summertime. In schools.
Yeah. Young Sensation 30. Young Sensation 32 said Black was networking, and yeah, right, yeah.
Exactly.
He was networking, all right. Yeah, get the hell out of here.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. Listen. All right, before we get into the topics, the real heavy hitting topics and everything like that, wanted to get into this Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion crashing out on the internet, talking about the evidence that's coming out is not new, and that YouTube is not what? Hold on, 1 second, y'all. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain this.
No, don't read.
Come on, don't do this to me.
Can we talk?
Yeah, we can talk. Yo, y'all in the chat, let us know if y'all experiencing any issues with the live video. All right, please. Any issues y'all experiencing, let us know. All right. All right. So now back to excellent. All right, that shit was bugging. You know what? I keep forgetting. I'm trying to turn on my AC. I am dying right now. Oh, it is on.
Rich,
go, bro.
Yeah,
go what? What do you mean go?
With what you're talking about.
Tory
Oh,
Lanez.
yeah. So my apologies. All right. So see, I'm watching the live. It looked like it's glitching. But no, pretty much. I wanted to know how y'all felt about everything with all this new information coming out that, with the Kelsey's bodyguard security coming out and saying admitting that Kelsey's the one who shot the gun and all this different stuff. Like. How do you forget? We already discussed this Tory Lanez thing, but how do y'all feel about if Megan was caught lying? What do you think should happen? Megan, the DA, all of them. What should happen? Kelsey.
Listen, heavy repercussions.
What should happen or what's going to happen?
What should happen? What should happen and what do you think is gonna happen?
I don't think anything's going to happen, but I think everybody should go through some sort of repercussions. If they gave that man 10 years, they should have to do half of 10 years. Everybody who has something to do with that man getting 10 years. And this man was stabbed in prison on top of that shit. Like, something got to happen to these people. Everybody got to go down. And I lost Tory Lanez music because of that shit.
Nigga, no chicks tapes. No chicks tapes, my nigga.
Rich lost Tory Lanez music because of that, bro. It's not even Black lost it. Rich is a big Tory Lanez fan.
Yo, bro, listen. I'm gonna tell you this. If like I always say, if he shot the girl and all that, bro, which is impossible now because they said there's a 0.01% chance that his DNA was on the gun. 0.01. There wasn't even any of that the residue from when you shoot a firearm on him from the whole altercation. You know what I mean? So if a man's guilty, a man's guilty. I don't whether he did it to a man, to a woman, I'm not standing up for anybody who's committing crimes against other people. But for them to go free, for those people to have railroaded him, even the people in Rock Nation, everybody in Rock Nation, Des Perez, all these people who supposedly have something to do with him being railroaded, I feel like they all need to go underground. I heard that Rock Nation been railroading niggas left and right for years, bro. Have you heard about this, Black?
Of course. The Chris Brown.
Yep, Chris Brown. Yeah, exactly.
Or a lot of people like, yeah, you hear the stories. You know, you can't deny it. You hear the stories.
Jerry, have you heard about those stories with Rock Nation?
No, but I mean, I believe it, or I'm definitely on board with believing that something like that is capable of happening. Romario says, "LOL, it's an unfortunate situation. We all knew her story was a bit milkshakey. I just want him free and both parties to move forward because regardless of how she was hurt, she was still hurt. Which I agree with. I agree with that. But again, with what you said, Rich, I believe that there should be heavy repercussions. If I keep that same energy about women who lie about rape and stuff, I keep that same energy. Like if you are on that type of timing and a man went to jail and who was innocent in a situation, granted he might have not been innocent in other situations, but for this specific situation, he was innocent. He did not actually shoot the gun. I mean, I believe there should be definitely some repercussions to prevent this from being something that is just happening over and over again. It's not fair.
But and you know, another thing I do believe though too, to keep it a buck, I do believe everybody was really like so drunk that they really don't really remember exactly what happened. I do believe that a little bit. I'm not gonna.
I believe that too, because from what I understand, their night kind of ended early because they were so inebriated.
They got kicked out.
They got kicked out because they were so, out of pocket. So I mean, anything that happens after that, bro, you know those nights when you've been almost blackout. Well, I remember when Rich was pretty much almost blackout drunk a few nights when we go out. But
Wait. Tell me. Jerry, when was I almost blackout drunk? When was this? When was this? Go ahead, tell me.
Which time? Would you want me to tell you what time you was almost blackout drunk?
Did you hear Black?
No. Now I didn't ask you, Black. You knew me for a long time. Jerry, when have you ever seen me blackout drunk?
When have I ever seen you blackout drunk?
Yes,
Rich,
yes.
Rich, every time Rich comes to me and whispers in my ear, "Yo, Jerry, you know you driving, right?" I know he's. I know he's.
That don't mean I'm drunk, Jerry. I'm gonna tell you right now. I used to be. Hold on.
If you don't drive your car, you're telling me that means that you're not drunk, Richard?
No. I tell you, Jerry. I tell you to drive before anything. I'll tell you to drive before we go out, Jerry, because I know I'm going to drink, not because of the fact that I'm going to get so drunk that I can't drive. Jerry, you're the driver, man. That's what you do now. I used to be that guy. You took that spot. You took that crown. I'll give it up easy. You took that crown.
Yo,
nah.
I'm joking. I really haven't really seen you.
No, but he can't ask me that now.
Black.
I didn't ask Black that. Tasha, see, Journey mom. You never seen me blackout drunk neither. So what are you talking about? The only person in here who see me blackout drunk is this guy in the king hat. That's the only person.
Yo.
All right, so check it out. Anyway.
But yo, that's funny. But yeah, man, that's what it is, bro. Like, don't drink. Don't think you're gonna sit here and drink a lot of the. What's the moral of the story, guys? I like to do moral of the story.
No, wait. Before we get to the moral, I just want to say this.
There's more.
Even that whole alcohol tolerance the size of Donnie. Oh, thank you, Tasha. You got it. I'll drink you under the table. I don't know. I'm drinking right now. Anyway, what's it called? What I was trying to say was that simply that whole blackout drunk whole situation, if she was blackout drunk and actually didn't know, then why go on live a week later start talking all this stuff about you shot me, Tory? Why do that?
Because that's the story she was told to run with.
Exactly. That's the story you were told to run with. And you, if anything, from the way the story sounds, it sounds like Tory saved her life. Because her friend was shooting at her and he smacked the gun away so she wouldn't get shot at. Imagine going to jail for saving somebody's life. That shit is crazy.
Crazy.
That shit is bananas. I'm sorry, man. Like, Donnie drink more milk than you do alcohol. He does.
What I honestly want, like I said, I just want Tory to come home and him just not be bothered with her, bro.
At this point, bro, like I'm I remember. I know I've been Team Megan for forever. When it has come to this topic, we've had this discussion plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
But as this thing has gone along, man, it's not like I'm Team Tory now versus Team Megan. At this point, I just want everybody to serve some kind of justice if like the truth comes out and all of this was a farce and it was a lot. Because there's no reason why one man needed to be treated this way only because he had such a terrible past, and or whatever, or whatever the case may be, and for him to be the only one that's like paying right now. And
nah, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
He's the one that kind of saved Megan or whatever. If that's the truth, we don't know. This is allegedly. This is whatever, right?
That's what the dude who was there said. The dude that they pulled into a room and then he came back with a whole nother story. They got an audio recorder of him on the scene where he said, "Yo, the girl was outside the car, was shooting at the big one that was kicking and scraped up her legs. She started. They were like, yo, where was the little black guy? They was like, he was in the back of the car. After the 3 shots, he jumped out and smacked the gun away, and then the gun goes off 2 more times. Like that is exactly what he said on the scene. They have audio of it. That shit is crazy, bro. It's bananas.
See, what I really think happened was I think Tory went into court like, yo, I know I didn't really shoot her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, there's no way I'm gonna get convicted of shooting her when I didn't shoot her. And they really convicted him of shooting her when he didn't shoot her. Like, he just thought he was just gonna be good. He thought he was gonna be good.
So that's why he didn't want to take the plea deal and all
I feel like all of that, bro. I feel like he really just thought like, nah, it wasn't. I didn't do it, and he know in his heart of heart that he didn't do it. But that's not what when going to trial is about. Going to trial is not about if you really did something or if you didn't do it. It's just the fact that these two sides are going to argue, and then those 12 people are going to decide who they believe more.
It's not even just that. Outside of that, who they believe more, Black. You're not supposed to convict somebody when there's reasonable doubt. There's so many things that would lead to reasonable doubt in this court case that he should have never went to jail. That shit is bananas. But anyway, we're gonna get off this.
He also didn't testify in his own defense.
That's what I'm saying.
He did it. You know why? Because he didn't want to snitch. He didn't want to snitch. But bro, imagine in your thought process, you're like, I didn't even touch that gun. That's not my gun. I never touched the bullets. Nothing. You're thinking to yourself, yo, I don't have to do none of this because when they run the DNA, they know I'm good. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to jail now for a gun. And everybody's like, oh, he's not going to jail for shooting the Meg. He went to jail for gun possession and he's a felon. And it's like, is he a felon in America? No, he's a felon in Canada. He has no record in America, from what I heard.
No, I think he do got a record here.
I already have the record in Canada that he's clean in America. I don't know. Because if he had a record in America, he would have been deported.
Bro, listen, okay. So, I mean, I got a question for you fellas. So, let's put you in this situation, right? You know you didn't shoot the gun. You hopped out the car after 3 shots was fired, and you smacked the gun away. Black, Rich, are you going to testify and tell the truth?
See, that's the thing. Tory didn't want to look like a snitch.
Rich,
you know what I mean?
Are you going to testify and tell the truth in that situation?
Low key, I think my faith would have been Tory's faith because I would have been on it like that too. Like, yo, I know I didn't shoot the gun, so fuck it.
So you would not testify to for your own, like, on your own defense?
I wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have been like, yo, she shot her. I probably wouldn't have did that. No.
I'm gonna tell you right now, nigga. I got a kid to come back home to. I am telling on that bitch. Fuck out of here. Like,
I feel you. Listen. Like,
will you testify or not? I mean,
yeah.
You cannot.
You're asking me the question. Like, if I was in that situation and I didn't know that situation, I probably would do the same thing. Like, I know that I didn't do anything, so I don't want to see her go to jail. So I'm just gonna be like, I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he said, Black. That's what he said, and he went to jail.
And I felt like, that's really what it was. And I'm saying, like, that's what I said. I probably would have.
That it would be the same thing. Yeah.
I'm not even dry snitching. I'm not even dry snitching. I'm telling. I'm telling. Cause one, like, yo, it's not snitching if I didn't commit the crime with you, nigga. Fuck out of here. What are you talking about? If I'm not coming up from your crime or nothing like that, I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm not in the streets with you.
Cloud said, I'm telling.
Yeah,
Mario
shout out to Cloud Jones.
Mario said, I'm telling what you ate that morning.
It's not snitching, Catherine. It's not snitching.
Yo,
what you talking
that
about?
is snitching.
No, it's not. How is it snitching? Snitching is you commit a crime with somebody and you go snitch on them so that you can leverage your opportunities and everything like that. That's what snitching is, Black. Come on, you know that, Black.
Snitching is saying you did it. That's snitching. That's telling.
It's pointing something out. Like,
yeah, what are you talking about?
Nah, not when it comes to the streets. See?
What?
Look, Cloud Jones said it. Look, Cloud Jones said it. We ain't co-defendants. It's only snitching when you are the perpetrator. I'm not a perpetrator, nigga. I didn't do shit. Black.
That's
Black.
nuts.
Hold on. Time out. I got a question for you, Black. I got a question for you.
Yo, I turned this shit up.
I got a question for you. I got a question for everybody out there. If you're standing, specifically for you, Black.
Go ahead.
You're standing in the street. You forget it. Like, see, Kelsey and Tory know each other. You standing in the street. As you standing on the corner, some nigga runs up to the corner and blasts another nigga across the street. Police show up. They arrest both you and the nigga that just shot the nigga, right?
Right.
Are you telling on that nigga in court, you're gonna be like, you know what? If I go to jail for this nigga, fuck it. It is what it is.
What?
Yeah, no. What do you mean what? What do you mean what?
Listen. Like, you know what? Listen to what you just said. You said, I'm standing on a street corner.
Yeah.
And another man comes to that corner and shoots somebody, and the police roll up to the corner. What are they arresting the both of us for?
Because they don't know. They don't know who committed the crime.
What are they arresting the both of us for?
You didn't just hear what I just said?
And if they do arrest the both of us, they're gonna do gun residue tests,
which they did.
And they're gonna see I have no gun residue on me.
Okay, that doesn't matter.
And they're gonna see he's covered in gun residue.
It doesn't.
And they're gonna take him away.
You think, Black, you're proving my point right now. That's what happened to Kelsey.
What?
That's what happened with Kelsey.
Yeah, but they said Tory did it. They said Tory did it.
And now they're saying you did it. Are you snitching? If you told on that nigga, is it snitching now?
I'm like, brother, I ain't shoot. I've been standing at this corner this whole time. I did not shoot anybody.
Are you telling on him,
I did not shoot anybody.
Are you telling on him?
I did not shoot anybody. I'm just standing right here on this corner.
This is the shit that fucks up the black community, my nigga. This dumb shit that this nigga's got. What the fuck? This nigga's willing to go to jail to not tell on a nigga he don't know.
Rich, what you're saying is never. What you're saying is the most,
Black.
Is the uttermost. You know what the level of exaggeration you just said. That nigga, cops are not stupid. They're not coming to see us two people stand on the corner and arrest the both of us.
Black.
Nigga. What he do with the he threw the gun away?
Black.
He shot somebody and threw the gun away. So he shot somebody and me and him were just standing.
What happened? Black, hold on. Come on.
Like everything you're saying is so dumb and exaggerated. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like if you're gonna give examples, give real life examples of things that can actually happen.
Okay, here's the real
life
example.
What are you talking about?
All right, here's the real life example, Black. Here's the real life example. Same situation. Guy shoots the gun. What happens when people shoot guns? People scatter, right? People scatter.
Yeah.
Everybody scatter. Oh, you want a real life situation? Everybody scatters.
Yes.
On the videotape, because of the position of the camera, you're standing right where the man shot the gun. They don't know who shot that gun. You went home.
You can see me, right? On the camera?
The camera's fuzzy.
So you don't
the camera's fuzzy. The angle, whatever it may be. Whatever. Black, this happens in real life.
Make it every way so that it could just be the most utter not like, listen, Rich. I understand what you're trying to say.
If you think that cops don't make these mistakes all the time, you're tripping right now, bro.
Listen, what I'm saying is, when I'm in those situations, I don't have to say anything. They'll figure it out, bro. They'll figure it out. They're not trying to railroad me. They tried to railroad Tory. The thing is that they tried to build the case against Tory. They have nothing. They don't have no reason to do that to me.
That's not what I was asking you. That's not what I was asking you about the railroading. I wasn't asking you that.
They have no reason to do that to me. That's not happening. What you're saying is never going to happen. I'm telling you that. So make it more of a realistic situation.
Black, here, Young Section 32 said it, and this is people get arrested all the time. And Maxine Hayes said, so you're willing to stay in jail until they prove your innocence. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not. What am I going to jail for?
Because you're a suspect. You were there. You were on the scene. You were next to the shooter. That's the only Black that happens. Black, you're acting like that's fake. Jerry, would you agree that's something that can really happen? Yes or no?
Listen,
absolutely, absolutely.
I've known people who have been called in on fucking. They see them watching the person shoot them on video camera. on video camera. They call you in. They're not taking you to jail for that. They're going to question you and let you go. They're not arresting you for no murders or no shit like that, bro. That's not how that works.
All right, Black.
That's not how that works.
Jerry.
In real
Jerry,
life.
Jerry,
they're not blasting you and they're going, oh, I'm arresting him. You're charged for murder. No,
Jerry.
that's not what happened.
Rick, you know you don't have to ask me the question.
I saw you standing on the corner. I saw you standing on the corner, and then I see the guy next to you get shot.
Black,
you're arrested. That's not how that works.
Okay, Black. Jerry, go ahead.
That's not how that works.
Okay, Black. Okay, Jerry, go ahead. Jerry, what'd you say?
Yeah, you don't even have to ask me the question. I'm telling. I consider myself a civilian. I am a United States citizen. You pull me in that jail, and I was around that area. I might not say the exact descriptions of the person, but I would be like, there is a female holding a gun, and the shots rang off. I smacked the gun out of the female. It was dark. Maybe I didn't know which female, but I smacked the gun out of a female's hand, and that's that. And evidence should suggest I'm going on that stand, and I'm going to tell my truth. And like Black said, a little bit of what Black said, I'm not going to say point to the person and be like, the person was Maggot, it was this person, it was the friend. I'm not going to do that. But I'll be like, listen, I came out of the car, I smacked the gun out of a female's hand. I was so drunk and inebriated, I didn't know exactly the description of who it was, but that's what I did. That's that, bro. And I'm going to keep it the fuck moving. I'm not going to jail.
All right, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. If I and the thing is, I got kicked out of a school for not snitching. You know what I mean? For not, you know what I mean? Because I don't snitch. I want people to understand that. Like I got kicked out of private school. Huh?
I'm thinking you should have, but you know,
I should have, because I got kicked out of a private school for not telling about these niggas stealing money and cell phones that I never touched a dime out of, never used a fucking minute out of. Back then when people had minutes and shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm dead serious. Dead serious. You should.
I would have told.
So
Jerry said not me. I would stay in school.
But my thing is I really want to understand what led us to that mentality that, like, see, and I'm not knocking Black, because this is what Black grew up on and everything like that. I just don't understand the logic of, yo, you get pulled into something, and the thing is, you know, these police, the situation I gave you, Black, as cockamamie as it may seem, there's plenty of times where people go, they pull somebody in and they're like, oh, you committed this crime. They're like, no, I didn't. And the people are, there's video of interrogations of them trying to force somebody into a confession of something that, and this is a regular person who's not a rapper who's trying to get railroaded, but they want a conviction on somebody. You get what I'm saying? They want a conviction. They want to arrest somebody for a crime, just like they did the Central Park 5. They put the random 5 kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? So as crazy as you think it may sound, it's not that crazy. So
actually, listen to what you're saying. Like, when people, like, again, now you're talking about they're pulling me into this situation, right? They're not pulling me into this situation and forcing me to say shit. That's exactly what you're saying. They chose those little kids, or they choose a weak civilian, be like, we're gonna put you in jail for this, and if niggas don't know nothing, you're gonna be asked out. Okay. That's not me.
All right,
that's not happening to me. That'll never happen to me.
All right, cool.
I'm not standing. Like I said. All right, I'm not say what you're saying. Finish what you're saying.
All right, cool. Yeah, I understand. I was just giving an example. So as crazy as it may sound or whatnot, like, when those situations happen and they put you in a situation where you did not commit a crime and you saw somebody commit a crime and you're like, I'm gonna wait for the system to work for me. How often do we say the system is fucked up? Why are you counting on the system in a situation where it matters to your freedom? Out of all times, that would be the only time where you're like, you know what, I'm not trusting the system because this is my freedom. But we've been taught as Black people this whole snitching and snitches get stitches and all that I'm willing to not tell on a nigga that I saw commit a crime, I had nothing to do with it, and I'm about to go to jail because I'm waiting on that same system that I know is fucked up. How does that, where's the logic in that? That's what I'm trying to say. Where's the logic in that? Am I bugging, Jerry?
It's a good question to ask. Listen,
because even you, Jerry, you said you're not going to point out the person. You're gonna try to vaguely, you're gonna dry snitch. For what, nigga? Why are you dry snitching? That bitch right there shot that. She shot him. She shot him. Her right there. Her. Cause I didn't shoot nobody. What the fuck?
If I got a questionable past, my nigga, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I'm just not gonna lay judgment on anybody. I'm just like, listen, I don't know who exactly, but I'm gonna say the situation.
But why wouldn't you just tell? If you knew, why wouldn't you just tell, Jerry? Is it not because of the way you've been raised? Be honest.
Absolutely, I think so.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's the most. It's the dumbest shit that we. It's the dumbest shit in our community. We'll watch family members or friends of family members get murdered in certain communities, know who the murderer is, and decide we're not telling on them. So what? So we can wait for him to kill one of our own family members? What's the logic in that stuff? Like, it don't make no sense. I don't get it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Not necessarily, but if you do, I mean, you could just put yourself, your family, and yourself in danger just by telling. So that's part of the thing too, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You do tell, and now you have put your family in jeopardy. So there's two sides of every coin, bro.
I understand that logic when you're dealing with the fucking mafia, but when you're dealing with some brazen kid that had a gun, I don't think you need to worry about that too much. All right, bro. Like let's say you know a kid that's just he's not running an enterprise. It's just fucking him. He's not part of some major gang. I don't think you need to worry about that. I'm just saying. That's just my thought process. You know what I mean? Niggas act like they...
you know, honestly, to keep it a buck, snitches, nothing really be happening to snitches like how niggas really think. To keep it completely honest with you. Niggas, it's a lot of niggas who we grew up with. The snitching on niggas in the hood. Every day, they A-OK, they finding that. There's nothing wrong.
They call them...
Niggas snitch on niggas every day.
Employment, CIs, like, right?
Yeah, they snitch on the niggas every day and be hanging out with them. But I'm just saying... Me personally, if I'm, I don't know. I just can't. I just figure it out.
Let me try to, before we get into the mix of things. I guess now we could try to do what the moral of the story is, because I got something that I want to ask you fellas. But what do you believe the moral of this story is? Now that we're finding out some new information or information that we've already known, Rich, Black, what is the moral of the story here?
Of the Megan and Tory story?
Of this story.
The moral is honestly that the justice system can be corrupted in any fashion or form. Honestly, like that's what the fuck it is. And honestly, I would never. Your best bet in court is to tell the truth all the way, nigga. That, in my opinion, like if you didn't commit a crime, don't count on the system. Because you don't know if you get.
Mario says sleep. Mario says sleep with one person.
Don't sleep with her friend, especially if they're still friends.
Don't sleep with her friend.
Hey, that's for Tory.
I mean, those are two good. Those are two valid points.
Black, what do you believe the moral of this entire story? What are we supposed to keep in mind from this story?
Keep in mind that, you know, I'm kind of on what Mario is on. Like, just don't be, like, you know, watch who you're sleeping with. Like,
it could get a little sticky when you out here smashing.
Yeah, just watch who you're sleeping with. Watch who you're sleeping with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you do all 6 degrees of separations. Make sure, like, you know, watch who you're sleeping with.
Okay.
I like that.
I like that.
Well, before we get into, I'm sorry, Rich. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jerry.
Okay, before we get into the topics, I just had this question that I have to ask, because I saw this video over the weekend, and the video was of a young man. I'm guessing a member of the LGBTQ plus community, and the reason why I say that is because this young man made a bold claim, or a bold claim that he is on a mission. And what the mission was that he explained, is that he is on a mission to make as many married men that he can find, that he can get to turn out, that he is on a mission to turn out as many married men as he can possibly turn out. And I was sitting here saying to myself, like, is he talking to me? Because I'm a married man, but I don't know what he means by he's on a mission to turn a married man, to turn every married man out, and to make him like him or whatever, to make them like him. So I wanted to ask you fellas this question: do you believe that there is a way for a heterosexual male, such as myself, such as yourselves, to be turned out, so to speak?
Michael Shea said if you get tickled, it turns. if a man tickles you, it makes you gay.
What?
Rich.
You don't remember that, Mike Black?
Oh yes, I do. I know. I just realized what you were saying.
Michael Shea said if a man tickles you, you start laughing, you gay.
He said he got tickled. He said.
I'm done with y'all. No, but seriously, this man made a bold exclamation, a bold freaking point to say that he is on a mission to turn men out who are married. I wanted to know how possibly could you turn a married man out unless they were looking in your direction in the first place. I don't know how this works.
I don't know. I think the ones that be trying to turn out straight dudes is they hate themselves a little bit. Like, you know, like I feel like if they trying to turn out the straight dudes, like you don't like yourself, like what you trying to do? Like why you trying to ruin their shit? Like, and you going after married men too, so that means you trying to ruin homes. For what? Why are you doing that for? That's just hating shit. Like, no, you don't. I feel like that's just hating. I don't know how they do it though, because I feel like I don't know. Do all of them? Is that a thing for them? Like, do they want to turn out straight men, or is that dude?
According to this young man, he was on a mission to have as many married men that he can find turn out and enjoy the fruit of his loins. I want to know, Rich, is there a possibility in which that can happen? How can a heterosexual married man get turned on to the same sex, I guess?
Jerry, I will tell you, I'll answer your question very easily. It's very simple. He was not heterosexual. He was a homosexual.
The whole time.
That's it.
But he's on a mission. He's on a mission to turn these men out. So turning a man out would be making them gay, right? I mean, they are married to a woman, and he's turning them out, which means he's making them go his direction.
Wait, what?
I mean, isn't that what turning out a man would be?
Bro. Anybody who can get turned out, in my opinion, you was always curious. Period. That's it. Black, would you not agree with that?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Exactly. Come on, man. Like
you can't turn me out.
You can't turn me out.
Ain't nothing to turn. There ain't no fucking doubt.
Because I'm sitting here and going, what? How would he be able, I'm asking myself the same question. How would he be able to turn me out? How would that happen?
Nigga, you were gay already. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you being gay. But you was gay.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying me.
It's Pride Month, y'all. Happy Pride Month.
Yeah, happy Pride Month. Shout out to all my LGBTQs out here. You know what I mean? Respect to y'all. But
somebody said curious don't mean gay.
Curious definitely means gay. Curious means gay.
Someone said curious does not mean gay.
It does mean gay.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yes, it does. Yeah. You know why? Because when you're curious, there's something to turn. There's something to turn. Like Black said, there's nothing to turn with Black. There's nothing to turn with us. There's nothing.
Ain't no now. Ain't nothing to turn.
Ain't nothing to turn. There's nothing to turn with you, right?
Turn the key into my house.
Exactly. There's nothing to turn. When you're curious, there's a key to turn. Yeah, that's it.
Yo, that is wild.
Yo, for real though.
Think about that. When you're curious, there's a key to turn is wild. Bro.
Exactly. Because you're wondering. You're like, you know what? I might. See, the thought that crossed my mind. I'm a straight woman, and women come on to me all the time. Team Dick. Shout out to you, my cousin.
She never been curious.
At the end of the day, that's what Diddy is gonna try to say, right? I mean, he was like not turned out, but I guess he was curious enough to want to do shit surrounding men.
Yeah, nah, ain't nothing to turn here. Like Black said, ain't nothing to turn. All right. Anyway, I wanted to say before we go into our topic, our first topic. Yes, this is not. We did not get into our topics yet, and it's 8:41. I want to say.
Oh shit.
I want to say. I do want to say after actually taking the time to listen to the Diddy trial, I want to apologize to Cassie. I want to apologize to Cassie, and I want to give Black and Jerry the. I wanna actually say I commend y'all. Black, last week you said something about how it's not as easy as you think to get away. And after I heard the stories about even the whole thing about her saying, "Oh, I'll set up the freak offs and all of that," it seems as though she was under coercion to do all of that because if she didn't seem like she was happy about it, she had her family under threat. He done took money from her family and said, "You owe me this because she made me lose money." I found out so much more. And I'm never going to be that quick to judge in a situation where a woman is being physically harmed ever again.
Check you out.
Hold on. I gave blame to I didn't give blame to Cassie ever. I never said, but what I did say was that she had the opportunity to leave, and that's what I'm taking fault for. I'm taking fault for the fact that she really did it, and she really didn't have the opportunity to leave, and that's what I'm taking fault for her. I always blame Diddy for all the heinous crimes that he did, but I always thought that she had more power in the situation to remove herself, and she really did it. So I do wanna say my apologies to every woman that heard me say something different. I wish I could go back to my old episode 2 years ago to take back those words, because if I would have known, I'm gonna wait for more information moving forward when it comes to those situations before I pass that type of judgment. Like I said, I knew he was guilty, never doubted that. But I thought she had more power in the situation, and I'm gonna wait for more information before making those judgments. I didn't want to say that. All right,
you, Rich, clap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, send a like to the chat right now before we move on. Rich just gave us a really big insight. He just did something really epic. I appreciate that. I want some more of that from each one and every one of us, to be honest. Black, you, me, definitely. We should definitely follow what Rich just did and kind of just see if there was any situation in which we learned a whole lot from our past selves.
Nah, Rich a bigger nigga than me. I stand by whatever I said.
Black is like, I was always right there.
Rich a bigger nigga than me. I said it, I meant it.
Nah. You can't grow
nah,
that way,
I'm
man.
just bullshit.
I know. All right, so check it out.
Syndrome, man. Stockholm syndrome is a real thing.
Wait, Cloud Jones says you always have power. I mean, Cloud, I think you should do more research into the trial and what Diddy was doing to her family and all of that. Like, I know I can't. I'm not even gonna go into that. I'm not even gonna go into that right now. But all right, first thing I want to show up on the screen. Yeah, I'm sorry I made you emotional, my nigga.
I don't know. My eyes just been keep watering right now.
All right, check it out. First topic of the day. Are single mothers seen as less valuable on the dating market? Let me pull up the screen right here.
Rich, just play it, bro.
Play out.
Do you feel like that is fair?
Fair is the wrong word.
A lot of rhetoric we hear online is that single mothers are less valuable on the dating market. Do you feel like that is fair?
Fair is the wrong word, but I think there's truth to it.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is there is a level of disqualification that's going to happen because a man that is high earning, high value has a lot of options. Now, does that make that woman a bad woman? No. Does it make her unworthy of love? No. Does it mean that it's never going to happen for her? No. But odds are most high value, high earning men want what they want. And sometimes the extra baggage of children, not to say that children are baggage, but you know what I'm saying, that's not going to be the choice. And also, I think too many women are letting too many men baby mama them more than once.
Shout out to the baby mama
having a woman that can change the course of your life emotionally and spiritually, and you disqualify her because she has a child that can also guide you in your personal, financial, and spiritual journey. At some point, we have to level up emotionally, physically, and spiritually.
Yes.
And acknowledge that children are not the standard to disqualify a woman. There's so many other things that people can provide. Whereas if you say, but if you have a child, I don't want it. So now you're robbing yourself of your own spiritual journey, your own emotional journey, because you have a rigid mindset of what you like.
That would be the assumption that one doesn't have the other. Like, imagine a woman that doesn't have children that can help you to grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, and energetically. If you have the option, and that's why I'm saying you got to look at it where both things are even. It's not to say that women that have children are worse and women that don't are better. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the reality of a good woman that comes into your life, if a man is blessed enough to actually get a good woman that wants him to grow and wants to evolve and wants to be in her feminine and wants to submit and all of these different things, then that's a blessing in itself. However, if a man has all the options, why would he choose a woman that already has children?
A lot of rhetoric.
You know what I mean? Let's get to that topic, y'all. All right. Let's start off with you, Jerry. How do you feel about that? As a man who did not date a woman who has a child already, you met your wife and she was childless. How do you feel about what that young lady just said, and what those two young ladies actually just debated? How do you feel about that?
Man, I mean, it's a very powerful message. I honestly enjoyed that video. I thought about it a bunch of times, and I said to myself, I don't know how realistic it is to disqualify us, only because, again, if you were a person who were in your early age trying to find a partner, and you found a partner, and you have a person who wanted to start something with you, and now that didn't work out, then you are going to be in a situation in which more times than not you're going to be a single mother. It's we have a lot of trauma as Black men that we're dealing with, and that causes a lot of us to not be able to be in the home and not be able to raise a family or raise children or be, stay with the women that we decided to have a child with. So I don't see how, a single mother would be less valuable. I just feel like it would be tougher the more baby fathers that you do have. That's the only thing I kind of agree with. I think it'll be a tougher thing if you are a single mother and you have multiple children by not the same person, if that makes any sense. But other than that, I don't really feel like single mothers are less valuable. I just think it's harder for them to do what single women who don't have children are capable of doing. That's it.
Hold on. Club Blue says,
Don't go on. Keep it with the conversation, bro.
Wait, what?
Keep with the conversation, Rich.
But yeah, that's I don't. You can't just start laughing, bro. You gotta explain. What?
Oh my God, yo. I'm sorry.
Club Blue said, "This is a joke. Nobody wants you and your baby."
Club Joe said, Club Blue, nigga, Blue.
Yeah, Blue said, "This is a joke. Nobody wants you and your baby." And Cloud Jones said, "How's she gonna change your life spiritually? Only God can do that." God said, "Don't take on another man's wife."
Another man's wife is not the same as another man, a woman that had a child by another man.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Black. Jerry, I like your take. That you wouldn't disqualify them, but the question wasn't would you disqualify them. The question was would you find them less valuable? Would you find them before you had children, Jerry? Be honest. Would you find a woman who had a child less valuable? And you could take into your age and all of that at the time when you met Headleen, all of that, you could take all of that into account. Because you met Headleen around 18, 19 when y'all became serious, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so around that age, Jerry, be honest. Would you look at someone who had a child as less valuable to you?
I don't know if I looked at women with children as less valuable. I just didn't really plan for a future with a woman, a single mother, which is, you know, and which I'm seeing now, which was at my fault. But I was a young man because I'm before I met my current wife, there was plenty of single mothers that I dealt with and like had, you know, some kind of relation with. And my thought process was just I didn't think of them as the wife type or for me, you know what I'm saying? Like I just figured, you know, because they had a person who they had a child with, that would be the person that they either need to work it out with or, you know, whatever the case may be. But I didn't think of a future in that sense. I just wanted to smash and dash or whatever, or just have fun, or you know what I'm saying, which was to my fault, I would say. But that's the way I thought about it. It's, you know what I mean? But I didn't think of them as less valuable. I just thought that I just didn't think of a future with me and that person, if that makes any sense.
Okay, I respect that. All right, Black.
What's
the
up?
child is a symbol of a union forever. I don't disagree with that. There's definitely a union forever if a child.
Definitely a forever bond.
Yeah, that's definitely a forever bond. I don't disagree with that. Black.
What's up?
Same question to you.
For a long time, I guess I don't like the word like less valuable, but I didn't take it like I wouldn't like think of like relationships and shit like that, like serious relationships and shit like that with them when I was very much younger. Probably low key, probably till I got like I've never actually my shorty now is the only shorty who's had a kid that I've ever took seriously. Like to be completely honest, like I've never thought that any other girls with kids like Jerry said, I always be like, yo, you probably gonna go back to your baby dad, like you know what I mean, like type shit. Like I never dated a girl that had a kid and been like, you know, but I wouldn't. I don't like the less valuable because they could still bring back value to your life and all that stuff. But I kind of understand what she's saying.
All right. Okay. Now,
I'll join that Jerry always going to give the political correct answer, and and Rich asked me to answer honestly, so that's what it was. It's not. I don't know if that's a politically correct answer, but you know, I honestly didn't think single mothers were less valuable. If anything, they had a lot of fun and they knew how to have fun. I mean, when it came down to fun time, bro, they were. You know, some single mothers did some things. But you know what I'm saying? But like,
yo, you don't be seeing on Instagram they be like, yo, nobody more freakier than a single mother that don't got kids for the weekend.
yo, I just like Black said, I just never took a single mother seriously, which I see is a fault of mine. But at the end of the day, like I found the person I needed in my life and I'm good. But at the end of the day, it was childish of me to think, yo, I'm never gonna think about a relationship with this woman. I just want to have fun, and you know, and that's what I did. Rich, do you agree with the video?
I'll say this.
Okay.
I'll say this. When it comes to value, right? I don't think that you're less valuable. I think it's less what you may have aspired to. Huh?
Less desirable, do you think?
I think it's less. That's what it was. That's what it was. Like for as a man who's with who's now hoping to marry a single mother. The woman I'm with, she had a child before we got together and whatnot. And granted, he's not a baby. Her child is damn near about to be an adult. I'll say like it was never my plan to be with someone who had a child. I can be 100% honest about that. Just like how you said you never took them seriously, Jerry. I never took them seriously either. It was never my because if like Cloud Jones said, you got to be honest. If you're being honest, just because even her when she started dating me, she said she didn't want to be with anybody who had children. So for a woman to have that same mentality and get offended to hear a person say that, it wouldn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Right. Like
clearly everyone has that mindset of I would prefer to be with somebody who doesn't have children. You know what I mean? I would like to be the starting point. Your focus is on what we have together, not what you have with someone else, and then mine or whatever it may be. Not saying that any child gets more attention or love than the other. It's just, let's be honest about what people want. Like I think about it all the time. Like how my life would be with her if both of the kids were ours and there was no other person in the space. Not even removing him, because I love her son. You know what I mean? Not even removing him, but let's say he was my kid. I would be lying to say it wouldn't be more desirable that he was my son and so was Donnie. You get what I'm saying? Compared to fronting and saying, oh, the way it is the best situation ever. No, it's not. That would be a bold-faced lie. You get what I'm saying? So
Cloud Jones said less value doesn't mean they don't bring value to your life. It means less valuable than one who doesn't have a kid. Gold is less valuable than platinum. Doesn't mean it's worthless.
But we got to be real.
We got to be real.
He said less desirable equals less means lower value. No, it does. I disagree with. Less desirable does not mean lower value, because less desirable just means that that's not something you necessarily needed. That's not something you necessarily wanted. But when you came in contact with it and received it, you can find all the value in it afterwards. Just because it wasn't desirable does not mean that it's less valuable. I'll disagree with that statement right there, 100%.
That's why I kind of wanted to rephrase less valuable, because I think if I'm listening correctly, I think between the three of us, we don't like the less valuable term as much as we are trying to figure out what it was that we were feeling. I'm not gonna sit here and say less desirable is the same as less valuable. I just think I didn't desire as much a woman with a child than a woman without a child who did not have a child. But again, I'm not saying, God forbid, of course, or whatever, if I was to ever be on the dating market today, now with all that I know, I feel like I would definitely give a person who has a child or two a chance. Like I would give myself an opportunity.
So wait, I was about to ask that. Does the amount of children matter? Like, so say you get single right now, Jerry, and you go into the dating world and you're dating a girl. She has 3 kids under 7.
Same man or 2 different men? Or 3
Same man. Same man. 3 kids under 7, same man.
I've always said this, Black, and I'll always say this, bro. It's, for me, if you have a situation in which you were either married and you had kids with with the person you were married with, or you were not even married. If you were not married and you have 3 children, then you're a little less desirable in my eyes. If you were married and you had 3 children, you are still desirable because you were married with those 3 children with the man you were married with. But if you have 2 different baby fathers, I'm already, like, you're counted out for me. And I'm sorry.
Oh, so the kids don't matter to you. It's more so how many dudes.
She has too many. That's a lot of dudes to deal with. That's a
lot of mistakes that you felt like you've made, that before you try to see if you could get you a high value man, which is what I consider myself. If I consider myself a high
got you high value.
Hold on, I wanna hold on. Before I address your question, I wanna address Cloud Jones real quick, because he's saying something in the chat that I disagree with completely, and I tried to speak to it, and I want to speak to it again. He said if you buy a Toyota, that supply and demand, all this stuff. He's talking about a Toyota and a Benz and all that. I'll tell you right now, a Toyota is less desirable and costs less than a Benz, but has way more value to it than a Benz does.
Talk.
You're bugging. If you're talking about money wise, sure, it costs more. You'll get more value for it. Sure, if that's what you mean. But as far as how long that car will last you and what it will ride through you with, how many accidents you can get and where it'll be repaired, you're bugging right now. And that's where I'm saying you're tripping. You don't know what you're talking about when you're saying if something's less desirable. I can desire something that's not good for me. So me desiring something that's not good for me does not mean what's not good for me is more valuable. You're bugging right now. That's just all I want to say in regards to that. Like, I agree with everything else you said. But less desirable does not mean less valuable. 100% wrong on that one. That's what I want to say.
That's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say less desirable does not mean less valuable, and I don't like the term less valuable. I really don't. But you know what I mean. But I like a woman with a child less, and I'm saying right now in my grown age that was to my fault because I really didn't give myself an honest chance of, you know what I mean, of like getting to know someone who could have been a very good person, a very good match, because I was sitting here going, oh, you have a child, and so you're less desirable to me. That's all.
And Club Blue said, what about a new car versus a used car? And
that's what I was about to say. You want the pre-owned Benz or you want the new Corolla? Like,
nigga, no, let's do this. You want the new Benz or the pre-owned Corolla? Let's do that. Switch
you want the new Benz? Yeah, that's what I'm sorry. I said it wrong. You want the new Benz or the pre-owned Corolla?
I'm going with the pre-owned Corolla. Pre-owned certified Corolla. Pre-owned certified Corolla. Nigga, I had a Corolla for like 10 years, nigga. Pre-owned certified. How you gonna tell me? Yo, bro, I got so many accidents in that pre-owned certified Corolla that I know that the time I got T-boned, if that was a Benz, that car was done that year. What are you telling me right now? Come on, my nigga. Value-wise, there's no way you telling me a Corolla's not better than a Benz. I'm sorry, my nigga. I'm sorry.
Yo.
Cap.
Rich. Let's get.
That's what niggas without Benzes say. No, bro. A Benz is one of the most important things to a Haitian man in the time before me. The generation right before me, you have to have a Benz as a Haitian. Bro, I know so much about Benzes. And Benzes, you can't even go to a regular dealership, a regular mechanic for a Benz. You have to go to a mechanic that works on Benzes. That shit, it's mad money, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know. That's just me. I never heard nobody in the Benz say a Toyota was better. I'm sure you wouldn't. Niggas who have Benzes will say that. Just like a man who had a child, just like a man who has a family with a woman who has no kids, will never say I prefer a woman who has children to start a family with. I agree with what you're saying.
Way to bring it back.
I agree with what you're saying. No man who's in his family and his kids are his and she has no other kids gonna be like, nah, I prefer she had a kid with another nigga so I could join in and work that out. I made that very clear from the very beginning. Did I not? Yeah. Did I not make that very clear?
And Rich, not to fall off, but Black really did ask a really good question, and I really want to know.
Yeah.
And Black's opinion on that.
Oh, as far as the number of baby daddies 100% matters. You gave a 3. A nigga, you got more than one. I'm Gucci. You got like I'm Gucci. I'm not.
I said 2.
You said 2. Okay. Yeah. I'm good. If you have more than one baby father, I'm good.
Baby daddies, that's a lot.
So baby daddies matter more than the amount of kids.
I mean, I'd prefer you not to have any kids. Let's be real. I'd prefer you not to have any kids. Who would want? Who's gonna lie and say, like my preference is none. My preference is none, but I can deal with one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Black, what about you? Same thing for you, right?
Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't want that? Like, everybody would rather none. Any day.
No, see, and that's why I said to you, Clout, if you're talking about value as far as money-wise, sure, but as far as use and long-lasting, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not taking a Benz over a Corolla. If somebody was like, yo, this is the last car you're gonna be able to use, it's the end of the world, you have one car to choose from to rock out with you, to rock out with you as you traverse the world, I'm going with the Corolla over the Benz. I'm sorry. That at 100 miles, you're gonna start having issues with that Benz, man. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? That's just me. Corolla drivers want to own a Benz, but no Benz driver wants to own a Corolla. All right, I don't disagree. More power to the people who have Benzes. More power to the people who have Corollas. I'm a Corolla Honda driving ass nigga, me personally. You know what I mean?
I'm right there.
Even if I had money, my nigga, I don't think I would buy a Benz so it could sit in my garage just to be like I had one. If I had the money to even splurge like that, to be honest with you. Really? I'm not gonna lie to you. It wouldn't even be a Benz. I like Beamers. I'm gonna go with the M5. Put it.
Ooh, that's my car, bro. Stop.
Nigga, that's been my car.
M5.
Yeah,
M5
you
in
know
the
what I mean?
Range. M5 in the Range
Alright.
Rover.
All right, I got a question for y'all. Question: have there ever been a time that you've turned down someone you found attractive, someone that you found attractive? Has there ever, and they're not doing some cheating shit or nothing like that? Has there ever been a time that you turned down someone's sexual advances, and why?
Her
Jerry.
breast.
Absolutely. If you're coming on me too strong, I don't care if you look good. If you ODing with the way that you're putting it out there for me, I'm automatically thinking, yo, this is nothing special to me, and I'm turned off. So I believe so.
So wait. So let me give you this. Let me give you this scenario. So you're very attracted to this person. You're very interested in them. You're not in a relationship. They're not in a relationship. So there's no foul play going on. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
would you? Why? Huh?
I'm taking that down. So that's it. It's a go time. It's what's up? Like she's saying, you're saying that this person, I'm attracted to this person. This person's attracted. They come up to me and say, "What's up?" And what am I gonna do with that?
Yeah.
We're gonna do what we need to do with that.
So you know, only reason I'm asking this is because I know people have mentioned this whole dick discipline stuff and all that different stuff, right? And I feel like for women, it's a lot easier to say, huh?
Dick discipline? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You never heard of that?
No, dick discipline? Like,
yeah.
Like for you to hold yourself together. The species that don't normally just openly get what we are living for every day is going to deny getting that, is what you're telling me? That's what dick discipline is?
Dick discipline is not sleeping with everything that comes your way. Like Jerry, I've actually heard you mention we should have more worth in ourselves and not be giving it out left and right.
Absolutely. In my grown age right now, absolutely. Listen, we are actually I'm telling you, we're high valued men who should honestly pick and choose and make smart decisions on who we decide to lay down in bed with. So right now, that would be something that I would definitely try to practice. God forbid I'm in that situation. But back in the day when it wasn't coming by easily, there was discipline. Where? How? I needed to get it wet. It had to get wet. It had to happen. What? Am I crazy? If somebody was coming on to me and they were telling me they were interested in me, then it's go time. Now I'm like, nah, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got questions I gotta ask you. Like, how do you feel about children? How would you handle a situation that you didn't agree with?
Let me ask you a question. So, Jerry,
what happened?
I saw your face, nigga.
This nigga just
Jerry
do the
said,
pops. Yeah, he tried to do the pops.
I'm telling you, bro, they take that loud, bro.
Ain't it supposed to be in bed? Take your asses to bed.
Thank you. Go upstairs, guys. I didn't want to say anything while I was on there, man, but I was just like, yo, what the hell? Upstairs.
All right, so Jerry, to what you were just saying and everything like that, right? You said in your younger age there was no such thing as dick discipline because when it didn't come around. Let me ask you a question. You have 2 sons. Are you going to teach them to practice dick discipline in their early ages?
I'm going to, in my old age, I'm going to mention to them that it is a very good practice to be able to try to discipline yourself in this situation. Now, if they are not going to be able to do that, then I would tell them, hey, make sure you protect yourself. There are stages to this. If you're not going to be able to discipline yourself, make sure you protect yourself. If you're not going to protect yourself and you haven't been disciplined, then pray to God that you have enough money to be able to take care of this child. Because if that woman is not a good fit for you, then you are in a world of trouble. And I'm just going to give them the stages. That's it. And in my grown age now, I'm going to give them the whole timeline. If they want to be disciplined, that's great. That means that they will have the opportunity to have something that is something that they've been searching for, that is of good value to them. If they can't have good discipline, then make sure you strap up. If you can't strap up and you don't have good discipline, my friend, then you have to live with your choices.
Black.
I've said it, we kind of not had this exact with something, and I've said it before. Like when I do, or if I do have a son, that's something I'm gonna tell him. Like, yo, listen, you don't worry about the vagina. I'm gonna tell him, if you get that box too young, it's gonna scramble your brain. Don't do it.
You know, funny, Black.
You know what I mean?
I don't even think it's just the box.
I don't even disagree, but yeah.
Last week I mentioned that show Forever and actually started watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And in that show Forever, Justin didn't even get the box yet, and this nigga can't even focus on nothing.
Well, he was autistic too. That was a part of the thing with that show too. He was like an ADHD kid.
He is, right?
Yeah, he was a little autistic, so that was a kind of his thing with that show.
That's why he had a speech therapist, right?
That's why he had all of that.
But Rich, this is a prime example of how what Black is saying is kind of true. Like when you are young, you're not all of these emotions and all of these things that are flowing inside your body, and you don't know how to really like decipher those messages. So you know what I mean, that's why they call it puppy love. You fall in love quickly. This is the person for you for life, not knowing that, you know what I mean? Like after high school, it might not work out for you. There's a chance it's gonna go past high school. Mm-hmm. It's just, for me, it's like when you are young, that's when it's harder for you, or that's when it should be easier for you to learn discipline, so that you can kind of build up a character that can find something that is of value to you. But if you out here and you getting your joint wet early, like Black said, bro, my brain got scrambled. I'm here to say it. My brain got
me too, bro. Listen, listen. The first time you feel that thing, boy, it's like you like, whoa.
There is nothing better. There is nothing, no drug could ever replicate it. I'm telling you, it's heaven. And once you get a taste of heaven, bro, you're gone. If you're not the right age, you're gone.
Yeah, Cortisha McCallum said, yo, he had ADHD, but Rich is right. Keisha twisted his head up. As a mom, that show clean pissed me off. Listen, you know what's so funny? Me and my shorty are on episode, about to start episode 3, right? So we didn't even get far. So I don't know the ending or nothing like that. And I told my shorty, a girl like Keisha, because of where she's from, and like she's a little more hood than Justin is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Girls like her are what turn people like him into villains. She will be the start of his villain story.
Listen, man, finish watching it. It's a very good show. Finish watching it. But but like you said, I don't want to like give the show away for you. But as you see, you're kind of right. It is a part of that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's not even more so that they're even trying to do it on purpose. Like, they don't know themselves either, for real. Like, even no matter where they're from. Like, you know what I'm saying? At those ages, they don't really know how to deal with what's going on with their bodies neither.
So, all right. So, being said, right? Let's remove the aspect of sex in it, teenage sex and all that, right? They're dating, and yes, there may be some heavy petting and all that. I mean, I haven't gotten to the point where anybody's smashing nobody. I got to what she did with her ex-boyfriend, and you know what I mean? So now, my question to you is, dating alone can mess with a kid's psyche. Because even though he had autism, Keisha couldn't focus neither. She was getting good grades and all. She was getting good grades and all, but she couldn't focus either. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, because there's ups and downs to this, do you think kids should be, because we asked this about sex on the past episode, but do you think kids before 18 should be dating? Because of all the distractions that it leads to.
Like, it has to be like if you like, I don't want to give away the show, but I'm gonna use the show, like the way that their dad was and the way that his parents were in their relationship. I feel like that is kind of cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need that. Like, you need to be able to speak to people who are going, like, even if you're not listening, like, you just
Hold on,
gotta
Black.
hear
What
sound
happened to
advice sometimes.
what happened to your camera, Black?
I don't know. What happened to it?
Something
I see
happened.
it. Why is it? What happened to it? I don't know.
You look blurry as hell.
No, I see it.
Hold on. Let me see something. What the hell just happened?
I don't know.
Let me refresh it. I don't know what the hell just happened to your camera.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. I just refreshed it. All right, we back in there. All right, so say that again, Black. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, I was just going to the point, like, like, when you're that age and you're having relationships, it's cool. Like, I feel like you should let them explore shit because you don't want them to be too old and not have no experience in nothing. Like, being able to date and talk to people, how to treat a girl, like, I'm saying, all of those things. But I just feel like it shouldn't be so deep. Like, even that show, the dating was too deep. Like, it got too deep. Like, the shit that she does, like, well, you'll see in the show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even like going away with her friend to go find him on their family vacation and all of that crazy stuff. Like,
I mean, it's a TV show. Let's
yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, that stuff is a little bit like too deep. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, little teenage puppy love dating is cool. Like, nothing too serious though.
Jerry.
I remember when we had this conversation before.
About sex, though. We had it about sex.
We had it about sex. But I remember getting a whole lot of flack for saying, "Yo, I really don't even want my kids to be dating or doing any of that before they are like even 18 or 19." And that would be the reason why. When Black mentioned, because he mentioned it before, that once you get this thing that you're not prepared for necessarily, it's so much more damaging than rushing my two sons to have that feeling, when I know at a young age having that feeling could only be detrimental to you. So that's the reason why I came up with the conclusion that I really want my kids to be a little bit more sure of themselves, a little bit more grown, to have a little bit more experience of just being able to express what they want for themselves, so that they could attract a better partner that works for what it is that they're looking for, rather than just get that feeling and it being the worst person to get that feeling from, and then next thing you know, you're lost. You're not worried about school. You're not worried about your own goals. You're not worried about. I've said it plenty of times before. I believe that love and sex is stronger than the strongest drug you could ever have. I honestly believe that for myself. So that's the reason why I want to be careful. I definitely want my sons to be very careful when it comes to falling in love and that type of stuff. I really want them to fall in love with themselves first.
Very well said, Jerry. Very well said.
Rich?
Yeah. I personally, it's weird because I come from the school of you have to experience stuff to learn from it. You know what I mean? And even with my son right now, my son's 8 months. I low-key imitate him falling off the bed to show him what it's like if he were to crawl off the bed. You know what I mean? Like, and I slightly let him fall just a little bit, just so he can feel it, like just a little bit, just so he can feel it. Like, all right, this will hurt. You know what I mean? Like, this will hurt. I don't actually let him get hurt, but I give him the whole sensation of it, like happening mad fast and everything like that. You know what I mean? Just so he can understand, like, if you do this, it will hurt. And yes, maybe at 8 months he may not understand that. Who knows? You know what I mean? But like for example, I've done that so much with him and imitated it so much that the other day, me and my shorty were in like the hall, and we left him on the bed sleeping. When we came into the room, I saw him low-key flipping off the bed to the ground safely. He put his hands in a position that I showed him and everything like that. So as much as we may not think that they understand stuff, he understood enough to do that. You know what I mean? Like, scared the hell out of me. Bed's not high or nothing like that, but like I'm only using that example to say, like, I don't know how okay I am with the idea of my kid not experiencing dating and going through the tribulations and the emotional ups and downs that come with dating before they go into college. Cause you don't want to go into college and now where your grades actually matter even fucking more because they dictate where how your future will go. At least when we were growing up. Now you get a trade, shit is different, whatever. But like I need you to know how to navigate certain situations before you get to a certain age. And that's where I'm like, I hear the idea of not wanting them to date at all and everything like that, but I just feel like it's like a catch-22 situation. It's like you don't teach them, huh?
Like a slippery slope, catch-22.
Yeah, like a slippery slope. Like you don't let them experience dating. You don't let them experience the outside world or rejection and all that stuff. How do they handle it when they become older? If they never had to deal with being rejected by someone they like, how do they handle that when they get older?
Well, no, I agree with you 100. I agree with you 100% on that though. It's like, yeah, you got to have the experiences.
I slightly agree.
Hold on, Jerry. You're talking at the same time. Go ahead, Black.
I said I agree with you 100%. You got to have the experiences, but I feel like when they're younger, I want to try to maybe curtail the experiences a little bit. Like, you know, like let them have the freedom, but like I still want to be in the mix of it when they're young. Like, you know what I'm saying? I still want them to be able, so they could come right to me and talk to me about it. Like, I think like the worst thing, like even like with her in the show, like her being afraid to go to her mom. Like, you see the difference in the dynamic with them and their parents. Like, she's afraid to tell her mom anything. She's always lying to her mom about everything. And he tells his parents everything. Like, there's nothing he won't share with his parents, no matter what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you see how it affects, how it helps him in his life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, he can always go to his parents. If he's not going to like what they say, or they don't like what he say, they just have conversations. And I just feel like that's a part of it. Like, you just got to be in there.
I think that helps a lot. I think the fact that having an open door policy with your kids where they don't feel judged or feel shame from being able to speak to you about what's going on with them, cause it's hard to be able to, it's as a teenager, cause you see those scenes, that's something I liked about the show. There's those scenes where something happens to him and you just see he's silent. And I've watched my shorty's son do that, where he goes through something and it's like they sit in the car and they just don't talk. You're like, yo, what the? These kids have no fucking personality. These teenagers, and it's like they just don't know how to process whatever's going through on their head. Something might have happened at school you have no idea about, and they silent because they just don't know how to handle it. Like how to man. Go ahead, Jerry.
Here's what I had to say about that. I'm sorry, Black earlier. But I wanted to rebuttal what Rich was saying about, you know, how would they experience things like betrayal and things like that nature. And I'm saying to myself, or at least I wanted to say, it's not a relationship that they need to have in order to experience these things, Rich. They could experience betrayal without being in a relationship with a person. They could experience heartbreak, rejection. They could experience all of these things without being in a relationship with anybody. It's not the relationship that would cause you to experience all of these things. I've been married a bunch of years now, going on 11, and a lot of heartbreak and stuff that's happened in my recent years hasn't been experienced at the hands of my wife. It's been family members and friends and things of that. You're going to go through that no matter what. If you have friends who are going to switch up on you, you're going to, your high school friends are not going to be your college friends necessarily. Everyone's going to grow, probably go their own path. You're going to experience all of these things. You're going to experience rejection when it comes to trying to find a job or a career and things of that nature. You're going to go through these emotions, and the goal would be what you said, is to teach them how to deal and how to funnel these emotions into like being able to talk about it or being able to do something constructive that could help you with getting through it, rather than you needing to be in a relationship at a young age in order to experience these things, in order for you to be more experienced with them. I don't see how a relationship needs to be what our young what our youth has in order to experience these things.
Very well said, Jerry. Very well said. Well, fellas, we got about 5 minutes left of this show. I wanted to I actually want to make this our next topic next week. The first topic we discussed. I wanted to ask you guys: have there ever been a time in your life where you felt covert shame from not necessarily living up to the standard of? And I know both of you guys are two independent men that don't necessarily feel as though you have to go by what society feels is normal or whatever. But at this point in your life right now, before we end the show, if you're, and I don't mean to be morbid, if your life were to end today, would you be happy with everything you've accomplished so far in your life right now? I'm only asking this because it's the first topic of next week, Sunday next week, 8 p.m. will be how much covert shame affects men, where they feel as though they're not living up to what society deems is what a man should be, the expectations of a man in our society and all that, and the shame that they go through when they don't meet those expectations. So now, I want, like I said before we end, I wanted to ask you guys, if your life ended today, are you happy with everything that you've accomplished so far? Work, family-wise, work-wise, everything. And you could individualize them. You could be like, family-wise, I think I did great. This-wise, I think I could have did better. Whatever. Jerry.
Well, like you said, I am one of those men who always believe, like, yo, bro, I'm not here to impress anybody except for, my family, my own. And so I honestly believe that if I was to pass today, God forbid, I don't even want to put that into the universe, words matter. I honestly believe that. So if something unfortunate was to happen today or soon, I believe that I would be absolutely happy with everything I've done up until this point, because I legit went out with a plan since I was about 17 years old. And yeah, that plan had to get changed a whole lot. Yeah, that I had to really, some parts of that plan had to get scrapped completely. But the place I ended up is way past what I thought I would be at this age and in this sense. So I'm honestly really proud of myself, and I'm proud of my family. But I'm here to say that I attribute that to my wife. I attribute that to the people who I've made the decision to put into my life. So that had a big part to do in the way I feel right now, because I do honestly feel like I've done a couple of remarkable things, especially when it comes to my background and where I come from, where I really didn't grow up with my parents and the way I kind of grew up, So I'm at
right, Jerry. Yeah. I like that answer. Black.
I'd be happy, but I feel like at this age right now, I feel like there's so much more in my life. Like, I feel like that I'd be like, damn, I could do so much more. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I would definitely be happy with my life right now. It's my life. I lived it the way I wanted it to be.
Talk your talk.
You know what I'm saying? So
talk your talk. Rich.
I'll say, like, I'm very happy with my life the way it is right now. However, I had aspirations of being like a doctor. And I don't know, like, I'm very happy with the way my life is, but I am one of those people that look at society and be like, oh, I didn't get to this. I'm this age and I don't have a house. I'm this age and I don't own a boat or whatever. I am one of those people. And I'm not looking on Instagram to compare myself to anybody else. However, my mom raised me in a sense that, like, oh, these are the things that you need to be able to feel like you've made it in life. Like, my goal for so long was to be making six figures. And when I got to that goal, I only upped it to, like, now I need to be making this. And I remember one time my shorty asked me, like, when, like, it scares her because she's like, if you're always looking for better, what happens when you get to a certain point where you're here and, like, what happens to your family and all that? Like, she's like, I don't want to be in a relationship where you're so busy trying to attain another level that you're not paying attention to us anymore. You know what I mean? And so I'd lie and say that I'd be happy to, like, if I died right now and people were like, well, he's a project manager, he makes this amount. I'd be happy as far as I think I did a great job. I'm doing a great job as a father and as a partner to my lady. But like fiscally or career wise, I'm doing fine. But I wish I was doing like way. I want to be making
for who though? For who?
For me, I want to be making. I mean, for me and my son, I would want to be making like 300,000, 200,000. You know what I mean? Like 100,000 is not enough anymore. And
nah, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? And
listen, I'm there with you, Rich. I honestly think that's what a lot of us are like grappling with. We have that as like our, as like this heavy weight that's hanging over us. I legit.
But I think that's my fault. Not to cut you off, Jerry, but I think that's not even like you're not feeling like you're accomplished. You're just wanting more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you gotta be happy with what you got, or God will take all of that shit away from you. Like, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sit back and appreciate what you do have. You can't be like, oh, I got this. It's not enough anymore. If you keep doing that shit, he's gonna take everything away from you, and then
that's
you
why
know what I
falter.
mean. So
that's why I falter.
No, I understand. That's what I'm just saying to you. Like, don't ever
I was gonna say, Rich, I don't know if you would have been a great doctor or not, but I'm here to tell you, man, you are an amazing partner to your shorty. You are an amazing father. You're an amazing stepfather. So you're doing a whole lot of things that, if I'm standing on my own island and I'm looking at your island, I'm like, all right, that dude right there is handling his business, and I respect that. So I mean, like, we don't know what you would have been as a doctor, but I'm telling you right now, what you're doing with your career, what you're doing with your family, what you're doing with your aspirations, especially even with this producing this podcast, is pretty legit, bro. And it's something to sit back and reflect on, like Black is saying.
I appreciate you, Jerry. I appreciate you too, Black. You got a good people.
You don't appreciate
But we'll talk
me.
about that covert shame next week. Fuck you, Black. What's it called? Once again, I want to say shout out to everybody that did join today. Make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. I hope the audio was good, no echoes today, because I want to start dropping clips.
I didn't hear nobody say anything about echoes today.
Yeah, I ain't hear nobody say nothing about echoes. I got a recording of this episode.
That was it.
Huh?
Rich muted me earlier, but that was it.
I didn't mute you, Jerry. Don't do
that.
You
did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
There we go, Black. Dig the knife a little bit deeper, just a little.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. I appreciate y'all, both of y'all. What's I gonna say? And shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you tell a friend. We're back to Sundays. Now that the Knicks are no longer playing on Sundays, we're back to.
What the fuck? You could have just said that the season is over. Like,
yo,
the Knicks are not playing on Sundays.
Hold on, time out. I said that intentionally because of the fact that if somebody else was playing at 8, we would have still had the show. It's because the Knicks were playing at 8. Let's be real. Exactly, nigga.
Just don't bring up the Knicks, okay? The season's over.
Hey, listen, just because they lost doesn't mean we can't. Alicia, you came so late. We ending. What's it called? But no, yes, the season's ending, Black. But let's be real. The season ends because of the fact that the season's not even over. There's still finals to go.
The season's over.
Yeah,
the season's over.
There's no need to watch that. I'm gonna watch Game 6 or Game 5 or 6. Or
I'm
7.
only watching Game 1. No, only watch Game 1. Don't watch no more games after Game 1.
Why?
Yo, SGA gotta get his title, man. I'm
yeah,
down.
He gonna get it. He gonna get it.
SGA gotta get it, man. Screw the Pacers.
Jabari Perry said, "I'm proud of my New York mob."
I told y'all that.
All right, fellas. Well, everyone, shout out to y'all, and we love y'all. Tell, share this with a friend. Keep in mind, podcast 8 o'clock, YouTube live every Sunday. All right, tell them every Sunday.
Like, come
Please.
Drop a like.
Oh,
Right?
and we're gonna be in 2 weeks, right? We're gonna be
Oh yeah, in 2 weeks.
in
2 weeks.
person.
No, not in 2 weeks. June 22nd. And then the 22nd.
Yeah, that's like 3 weeks.
3 weeks. And on June 22nd, we're gonna be in person live together. June 22nd, in New York, live together, in person. No talking heads. All right.
Yo, that's it. And we're not getting enough topics and ideas from y'all. Please, again, if you guys want to drop anonymously or anonymously, it's up to you. But if you want to send us something you want to talk about, something that's going on, you want to switch up the situation and make it seem like it's a friend, but it's really your life that you want to talk about, let us know, bro. Like send us a DM or whatever, and we'll talk about it, man. We'll talk about it live.
Yes, sir. All right. Signing off. Shout out to Black. Shout out to Jay.
Yes, sir.
Keep in mind podcast, y'all.
Au revoir.